We've had rumours floating around for the past month or so, but today those rumours were confirmed. Persona 3 Reload will be receiving DLC focusing on Episode Aigis, or The Answer as it's known in the West, in September. Let's take a look at the newest trailer dropping featuring the DLC. It's Dwayne here from Dweeby HQ. Let's jump in. There will be spoilers discussed in this video, so please take note of that before proceeding. First off, let's commend the balls on Atlus to release this trailer a day after March 5th, which is the very last day you can play in Persona 3. If you completed the game, you know exactly what happens. For those who are unaware, The Answer is somewhat of a sequel to the main game, which features Aigis as the playable character. The story sets out to discover what happened to the protagonist after the events of Persona 3's true ending. The game also features another shadow suppressant robot, Aigis' sister, Metis. After the events of the main game, a lot of the party members are distraught and saddened by the loss of their friend. When regrouping at the dawn before it closes, the team encounter a strange phenomenon where time has stopped, resetting the day when time tries to proceed past the 31st of March. Metis appears and attacks the Seas team. This in turn causes Aigis to transform Athena into Orpheus to protect her friends. After becoming unconscious, she awakens in the Velvet Room grid by Igor and Elizabeth. They advise that she has awoken to the power of the wild card and can now wield multiple personas at the cost of her Orgia mode. Once awakened in the real world, Aigis has been fitted with new armor with Metis' help. Metis leads the team to the basement in the dorm caused by the distortion, which takes on the form of a dungeon known as the Abyss of Time. The team must explore every corridor represented by a door in hoping to close the dungeon. While exploring these sections of the dungeon, past memories of the party members are shown, delving into their past actions prior to the main game, leading them to join the Seas team. Unlike the main entry, The Answer or Episode Aigis lacks social elements from the main Persona games and is essentially a dungeon crawler. Atlus haven't indicated that The Answer will be revamped in any other way, besides from bringing it over to the new engine. It is likely that this will be a one-for-one remake in the same vein as Reload is. However, I do speculate that there's going to be new content in this DLC, which may give the Seas members more interactions with Aigis and Metis. Throughout the trailer, we see modernized versions of the original cutscene and gameplay of the Abyss of Time. The trailer confirms that Aigis will be able to use fusion spells, as we see Aigis use Cadenza, and I think this would be a great opportunity to include extra fusion spells which were cut from the original game. Some of these fusion spells include Justice with Archangel and Angel, Frolic with Narcissus and Pixie, Dreamfest with Incubus and Succubus, Summer Dream with Titania and Oberon, which I'm surprised wasn't in the game initially, Thundercall with Thor and Takemikazuchi, Valhalla with Valkyrie and Odin, Last Judge with Metatron and Mithra, and many others. Metis will likely receive upgraded versions of Aigis' Theurgy attacks with her Neo Orgia mode. Now, our favourite leaker Midori has commented on the matter and advised that this was the only DLC planned for Persona 3 Reload aside from the other items in the Season Pass, which include the Velvet Room outfits, more background music from Persona 4, 5 and the dancing games. She also advises that there is no female protagonist DLC planned, as Atlus views Portable as the way for players to experience her story. Atlus have also released an interview with the Persona 3 Reload producer Kazuhisa Wada, where he explains that he initially wanted to have The Answer included in the base game, but they ran into some setbacks and cut it from the game accordingly. However, it does seem when Persona 3 Reload was announced, they received an outpouring of requests to include The Answer, and thus the project was back on the table after continuous efforts. Personally, I don't know what goes into making a video game from scratch, but I assume that money was a big factor here. After the reception that Persona 3 Reload had at launch, I would assume that this would have put all doubts behind them whether this DLC would be profitable or not. To me, the oddest part about this is why isn't the DLC releasing sooner? Looking at the trailer, it does seem that Metis' model is complete, and it would realistically be the boss designs, dungeon designs, and scripting that would remain. I would have imagined seeing this DLC releasing in either June or July, however I assume the delay may have something to do with Atlus's other title releasing at that time, Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance, which is a multi-platform re-release of the Switch game with extra content. It could also be possible that there's just a small team working on The Answer and they want to allow them as much time as they need, but announcing this as part of a season pass seems very out of left field, considering the pass only contains cosmetics, songs, which could be added to the game at this very moment, and one major expansion. If the season pass entitled the player to the female story route as well, at some point later down the line, then I'd probably say this would be worth the money. As a verdict, am I excited for The Answer? 100%. Am I exactly pleased with how it's being handled? Not really. I understand that the answer is about 30 hours of gameplay, which is nothing to be sneezed at, but bundling this as a season pass seems like the wrong move to me. But let me know of your thoughts in the comment section below, and if you want to check out how Persona might be coming to Fortnite, check out this video right here. It was Dwayne here from Dewey HQ. I'll see you in the next video.